It's the Mancave, baby. Topics about to be hot. Dave Shug and the fellas watch us stir up the pot. Hot topics, put your mind at ease. We talking about everything, especially the shit that you need in our community. Never miss a show that be truancy. We all got opinions on the show, I'll be doing me. Way with the sports, real topics with real men. Welcome to the Mancave, step right in. It's the Mancave with the fellas. We back at you. Of course, I'm Big Dave, your host. Got my man Dwayne riding in the co-host seat. What it do, Wayne?
What up, though? You know, this is the Motor City Fat Man. The man you love to hate with your daughter on the date. Get at it.
Yes, sir. Special guest on the show today. Family, actual blood right here. Cousin Jesse, what's going on, man?
I'm good, baby.
How you doing, man?
Here, man. It's good to see you.
Glad to get you on here. I've been trying to get you on for a while. I'm glad you're here.
Man.
Finally.
You got me out here in front of these lights.
Yeah, we're going to touch base on a little bit of tech, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of that. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you because we appreciate the baseball game you had me and the boys out to yesterday. That was
Absolutely.
dope. Had a good time rocking with the Rangers versus the A's, right?
Yeah.
It was a pretty good game, man. And, you know, we had a great experience, you know what I'm saying? How was you feeling out there?
Oh, I was feeling good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I know you're excited. You got me right now.
I mean, that jersey, you know, that tattoo. Oof.
I'm repping my Redskins right now. I'm going to rep my Redskins on this show because we are perfect 0-2. We haven't won shit, nothing.
The best of the
But
worst.
see, you've yet to have the defeated season like them horrible Lions that went 0-16.
We
like
dropped a
the Browns did.
20-point lead, and then we lose to your team.
Oh, that's not the worst of the two. That's that 20-point lead, bro.
No, the Cowboys is the worst loss out of the two.
No, you mean the Dak Riders?
Yeah, them.
The Dak Riders.
Your team looks pretty good, though.
Man, Dak been asking for that money, and he's trying to show out right now.
Yeah, he
So
looked
you
like
get it.
he looked like
Put
he's
up
trying to
numbers
get it. So
now.
what is that contract about? Like, is that? I thought he signed it already.
Nah, they offered him 30 to try to offer him less than Carson Wentz, and he was like, "Man, I want 40."
Right.
Because my numbers better than Carson Wentz. My numbers about equal to golf, so I want golf type money.
Right.
Matter of fact, I want more than golf.
So he kind of playing for it at this point.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
playing for that.
You know
He's
what I'm
showing out right
So
now.
what do you predict your team going to do this year? What do you think the Cowboys going to be? Let's see. What do you think? Honestly speaking,
We're gonna win a few in the playoffs, minimum. A few.
a few.
Oh God. Not a one and done. A few or more.
This is on tape.
This is on tape.
This is on record.
Quote. It's a quotation.
All right. Well, everybody out there, I'd like to introduce Jesse Bennett here to the show. We're going to get into a little bit of this tech news. You know what I'm saying? My man is very intelligent. You know, where you working at nowadays? I mean, I know you've been at the same place, but where's that at?
Yeah, I've been at Trend Micro for the past 6 years. We're over in Irving, Texas. Mm-hmm. This is our North America headquarters, but we're actually globally headquartered out of Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Hey, so is that what the vacation you were on? I saw a vacation.
Oh, the
Where was
vacation I
that,
got
man?
back from?
Hey,
Nah,
where
that had
was
nothing
that?
to do with work.
No?
Nah, we went out to Thailand. Me and
Oh,
my
okay.
girl.
Well, I mean, you said Thailand for the job, so I figured, you know.
Oh, no, Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got my countries mixed up. I'm sorry about that. Well, of course, we sitting in here watching the game. It's Monday night, got the Jets on, you know what I'm saying? I like the new uniforms and all that, but, you know, we'll get back at that. But seriously, okay, so you're at Trent. What do y'all actually make there?
We're a cybersecurity company. So most people may have heard of Symantec or Mancave.
Right.
Both those companies are number 1 and 2, and we're number 3 in the world when it comes to cybersecurity. We have a bigger base over in Asia as far as for end users, but on stateside, we're big on the enterprise space. So more business owners and people that work in enterprise would have heard or known of us.
Okay. All right. And how did you getting into all of that cybersecurity? Was this always something you wanted to kind of go after?
Well, I actually don't do cybersecurity, but I mean it's part of every IT professional is part of their job. It's something that they need to know at least a little bit about because security is huge in the cloud, huge on the internet and huge even in your local network. So you need to make sure that that's something that you know.
Now, when you say the cloud, like what is this you speak?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "What's the cloud?" I look up in the sky. That's the cloud.
Right.
Now the cloud, it's kind of a gray term. It's not a specific place. Mm-hmm. So the cloud is all over the network, all over the internet. It's places where you can have your information. It's shared between different data centers. So you're not necessarily going to have all your information living in one space. Like if you're at home, you have your laptop, all your stuff is on one hard drive, right?
Right.
So if your laptop blows up, you lose all your stuff. So I always tell you, save your stuff to the cloud, because in the cloud there's redundancy, there's high availability. Your stuff is being backed up in different ways. And being shared in different ways.
So that's kind of like the Google backup and stuff like that. Is that all considered cloud?
So
right
yeah,
there?
yep.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So how do you police something like that though, to make sure that people aren't? And I know that's part of the magic that you guys do, but how do you actually police something like that that's just so out there?
Well, it's all about security, man. You have to be on top of it. You have to use things that are called ACLs on your network, where you're saying, okay, so on the internet, everybody has an IP address. It's just like at home, you have an address you live on this street. It's this number on this street. Everybody has an IP address. The way you police things is you use firewalls on your networks. In firewalls, you set up ACL rules where you say only these IP addresses can come in on this port, or they can go out on this port, and you police it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's like if we were on the street and somebody's trying to come down your street, you only let people that's on the list down your street. Same difference.
Right.
But it's an actual device that's doing that for you.
What kind of man, it's just so crazy because you look at that on a global level, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So are there like some kind of master servers somewhere that kind of regulate this stuff?
No, that's the beauty of the cloud. It lives everywhere. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So when you look at these big companies that are doing cloud deployments, you got AWS, Amazon's deployment, you got Google Cloud.
And what do you mean by deployment?
So they have it's a monster.
Right.
Just like Amazon's a monster. So they basically are the leaders in cloud computing right now, and it came about because every Black Friday, everybody used to go to the store and buy your stuff, right? You go out there in the morning, you stay up there all night, and you wait until they open at 7 a.m.
Now they do Cyber Monday.
Yeah, and now they do Cyber Monday. But so Amazon had a problem that they needed to fix. So the way computing used to work is you have to build out servers in a server room to have enough capacity for whatever you're doing. In this case, Amazon.com.
Right.
It has to be able to handle the most load possible, right? So if you know you're going to get 20 million people, you have to have enough servers to handle 20 million people. So they're like, all right, we're spending all this money to have all these servers just for one weekend out of the whole year, and we're wasting all this compute power during the rest of the year. What should we do with it? So they're like, we could just share this with other people and charge them for it. So they came up with this concept of which is now the cloud and cloud computing, where you can share your resources with others, and you can pay per minute or per second for either the compute power for the networking or for the storage.
Okay.
So out of that grew all these other applications. So for instance, a lot of people have Gmail accounts, Hotmail accounts, AOL.com, email, Yahoo, all that stuff. People haven't realized that they're using cloud resources.
Right. Yeah.
They live in the cloud, and it's what's called software as a service. So it's no longer if you were in school, you had Microsoft Word on your computer, right, on your laptop. You type out your stuff and they print it out, or you email it in or whatever. Now you go to Outlook.com or Microsoft.com, you log into your O365 account, and then you can do Word online. Right. You don't ever have to install anything on your computer.
And it's just there.
Yeah. So it all lives in the cloud as a service.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't nobody had an AOL account since the AOL Messenger.
Hey, y'all was living that.
But hey, man, I still got my AOL,
Right.
but I'm not using it.
That was the first spot you got on the chicks, you know. I said the AOL Messenger.
Yeah, AIM, man. You have to make sure you have a way message up, man. That was the Facebook
old
status.
dial-up. The old
Facebook
dial-up is
status.
no longer.
Yahoo
Oh, yeah.
Messenger.
But look, so where did you go to school?
I went to University at Albany,
Right.
up in Albany, New York, up in the state capital.
Play ball up there?
Nah, man. Well, I played some ball after college.
Okay.
Yeah, I did some semi-pro ball for the Maulers. Won a national title with them.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So that was cool. But I
we
was
got a little bit of that in the family.
Yeah,
you know? Anyway, well, nah, seriously. So, like, when you decided to go to Albany State and you said, okay, I'm going to go to college, was this your passion? Was this what you were going to get into, or were you into something else and just kind of transition to this?
Well, at the time, I wanted to get into some kind of tech, but I knew nothing about tech except for me playing on the computers, me breaking my computers, and me just taking stuff apart and not being able to put it back together. So when I got to school, it was kind of like I tried to get into the most computer thing I can get, and at that time was computer science. And when I got there and I started taking those classes, I realized that it's computer programming, which is not really my thing. You gotta take up to like the 4th level of math and calculus and all this stuff, because it's all based off of logic. I mean, it's fun and it's interesting, but it wasn't for me. I like doing hands-on stuff. I don't like having to look through lines of code and make sure I didn't miss a semicolon somewhere.
And how do you like? I'm still trying to grasp the whole code thing. Like, they had that whole Twitter war where it was learn the code, that whole thing that they were saying where, you know what I'm talking about, Kenny, where they were telling basically people who were worried about the whole tech industry like taking over out here, I just tell them to learn the code, you know, and it was like this running joke, right? You know, you're familiar with what I'm talking about? Yeah. What's the basis behind the joke? I'm trying to get it.
Well, I mean, learning code is being able to program and actually make a program. So you can make a program from scratch. So,
and that's with zeros and ones.
That's binary code.
That's binary code.
Right.
No, so coding is actually like a language that you say, you know, like what an if-then statement is, something like that.
Yeah, I started taking a class on my phone.
All right. So like a program is literally a myriad of all those different types of statements saying, so like for instance, I work heavily in our phone system, and then think about when you call into a phone system, right? You call in, it says, hey, you've reached wherever. You can press 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for that. So when you program this stuff in the phone system, you're literally saying, hey, tell if the user presses 1, do this. If the user presses 2, do this. Or if they press nothing, then repeat the message or something like that. If they hit 0, don't do anything, because people love to hit 0.
Right.
It's a quick way to get a human.
Yeah, and it really isn't written that way though. Like, hey, if they press 1, do this.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, it
That's
is.
what I'm saying. But each language is different. Each programming language does it differently.
Right.
So some of them, some of those languages are that straightforward. Other ones, they have acronyms for things and their shorthand and stuff like that. So you have to learn the different languages.
Okay.
You know, it's like essentially learning English, learning Spanish, learning
Exactly.
French. You know, each language has its own different variables, own different principles. So, you know, I can say Jim Appel, Dwayne, Tuta Appel, come on. He's gonna look at me like I got a dick growing on my forehead. I just spoke to him in French, but he say something to me and say, you know, Taiwanese or something like that. It's gonna be the same thing. That's why coding is so important, because essentially you're inputting the language for the system to understand how to work and how to run.
Exactly.
Okay. So Dwayne, let me ask you, like, with that being where the country is shifting, as opposed to, you know, artificial intelligence and things like Walmart, you know, going to having, you know, basically we don't need cashiers.
Yeah, like,
You know,
like they have specialized Sam's right now. Like I know there's one in Uptown on Greenville. There's no cashiers in the store.
Right.
You literally have to download an app. You have to flash the app when you walk in, or you have to have your Sam's card, one of the two. And essentially, in order to check out, you have to check out through the app. You have to, if I had my phone with me, I would show you guys the app. Essentially, you walk in. If you want to purchase something, you pull up the app, you scan the item through the app. And
Yeah, I think I saw it.
And you have to have your card, your debit card or your credit card already on file. It's cashless, no cashiers. Essentially, you walk in, scan, walk
You know,
out.
that's the same thing with with Uber, Lyft. You know,
Yeah.
even with Walmart, where they can come, you order everything online, you go drive there. When you get there, you call them or something, they come out and bring your stuff. It's already been pre-ordered. So going back
Right.
to what you were saying about the code, which is I work with codes a lot. You know, I'm not a programmer. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many programming languages like C, C++, C#, all those different things
Yep.
that is being used. It is necessary, going back to what you're saying about the security, because even here, I just upload. That's one of the problems we have with the audio.
Right,
I had to
yeah.
upload so much security on it because I was getting viruses that was knocking out the
Oh,
audio.
yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. So this is my bread and butter right here. I'm like, but no, I get what you're saying. I mean, what's the name of your company again?
Trend Micro.
Okay, because I have one of my contractors right now, my other business, is Dell Technologies down in Austin.
Okay.
So, you know, they merged with like 7 different companies now, and they're pretty fucking big now. So they
The
do all
voice
out
of
of the back.
God.
Yeah.
Can you
Well,
hear
I'm
me?
sorry, they do all the back and stuff. Anyway, I don't take on the show. I'm tired of this.
Nah, you good. No, you good. You can speak. Kenny is all good.
Nah, that's
No, but
solid example.
right. So when you're talking about artificial intelligence coming into the America, because it's here, you know, and
It's been here for a while.
yeah, and I watch a lot of the
People aren't aware that it's
yeah,
been here.
it's been here for ages, you know, now because we are very dependent on other things. I was in the grocery store the other day, and it was a buffer going up and down the aisles with a GPS on it by itself. And the first thing that registered to me was like, I remember when me and a friend of mine was like, man, we should get a buffer. We can do floors at night,
yeah, start
you
a
know,
business,
start a
yeah,
business,
yeah.
you know. And I think to myself like, wow, what are people gonna do?
If you go up to Amazon, one of their facilities,
Oh,
they
yeah.
use robotics
Yeah.
for their order process.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't have order pullers like a traditional warehouse. It's
Well, they
robots
have
that
them,
go
but
in.
not as many. So
Right.
a lot of
Yeah,
their
it's
stuff,
very
like,
few and far
especially
between.
some of their more expensive stuff. You know what I'm saying? They have behind a cage, but you see these robots just going around pulling stuff off the shelves,
Yeah.
taking it down to the people that actually pack and put them in boxes and stuff. It's
And we're
amazing.
talking about huge
Yeah, they do.
huge spaces. It's just
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
Some
see the
stuff is-
warehouses here in Texas. They're
Yeah,
crazy.
you see how big they are?
Yeah.
Most of that warehouse, like the meat of that space is being used by robotics.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
not by humans.
So, with that said, if you are a 33-year-old man in America and you work in whatever industry it may be, let's just say you're a stock guy at Walmart, you stock shelves at Winco, or you're at Aldi stocking shelves. How does that man create a path into the tech field if, you know, that's where you want to go? What would be the easiest path in your professional opinion?
Certifications.
Right.
So the biggest two things in tech when they're looking at your resume is experience, which is in pretty much everywhere.
Right.
You need experience to get experience, right?
Right, you do.
And certifications. So certifications you can get without experience. So you have to start there.
Right.
All right. So there's some low level certifications that can get you into the biz. A plus certification.
A+, yeah.
Which is a basic certification, letting the employer know that you have general knowledge of computer hardware and peripherals.
Right, and you can go get that at any of the trade schools or things,
Yeah,
even
you
online.
can even study that online. And I think the test is only maybe like $75 to take.
Okay.
$100 to take. It's not too expensive.
It's cheap on Udemy, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Udemy is it would be the perfect place for them to learn because you can get courses on there for very cheap.
I'm gonna write this stuff down because I'm gonna put all of this information in the comment section underneath the videos. Please, if you are watching it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the video, and tune into the Mancave for more great shows. But anyway, so back to you. Okay,
No, like you said though, Udemy is a great example.
Udemy.
Udemy.com.
all right. And what other platforms or ways would you give as advice? Because we like to pass on knowledge here.
Well, to further my previous statement, A plus would be a definite one to get, and then also Network Plus. It's another because you can't really be in the tech industry and not understand how networks work.
Right.
All right, so those two would be the entry level ones that I would say to go out and get. They're not that hard if you're technically sound.
Right.
You'll be able to learn the stuff. It's not that hard. And another thing to work on before you try to get in the tech industry is customer service. Mm-hmm. If you're starting out at the bottom in any tech job, you're gonna have to have good customer service skills. So
Those help desk folks and ones go
exactly.
to computers instead of email accounts and all
Well, I mean, even with help desk now, they're going automated, and they sound exactly like a human being.
It's very true.
A lot of them still talking over the phone to the actual end users.
Right. But what happens
Or-
when those jobs get phased out as well, you know?
I mean, because originally what happened was a lot of those jobs started here in the U.S. and then they moved them overseas because
Yeah.
it was cheaper to do it that way. Now with things going automated, it's going to be cheaper to phase out the overseas portion or having maybe just a few around to just handle things. Just
So it really
system.
doesn't affect our economy anyway.
No, it affects our
Oh,
economy
no,
because
absolutely.
because your lower level, like case in point, your McDonald's, your Walmart stockers, pretty much anything that's not skilled trade is going to be automated out.
Right.
So those guys, they're going to be in trouble within the next 10 years. Like they were saying that the trucking industry, a lot of OTR guys, they're going to be in trouble in 10 years.
Yeah, I was just about that. I think over the road is definitely a problem.
Because it's more cost efficient for a company to have that robot running. Like case in point, like Coors has going on, and I was just telling you about it. You can actually pull the video up on YouTube.
we're looking at that.
Through like I said, the guy who did the presentation that I saw, his name was Black Gnostic Speak, and essentially Coors for over a year now has had self-driving trucks running from Denver to LA and Denver to Phoenix.
Yeah. Right, because it's open road, and they've been going, and they're testing it. So,
They've been live
in
for
production.
right.
They've been live for
Yeah, I understand. They have them in the UK, and this is why a lot of tech news that I pay attention to is usually in the UK. I try to pay attention to their tech news as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
they,
most cases LBC and BBC are most cases way ahead of the curve in our news.
right, exactly. And, so that's why I look at them. So with the advent of all
Sky
of
News
this,
is not bad either.
let me ask you a question. What industry do you think, in your professional opinion, like if I know you're not watching the whole behind the scenes of the tech industry, and I understand that, but in your opinion, like what field would you think is going to be fully automated here in the next few years?
Pay us for advertising.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gonna be automated. It's really gonna be the like you said, the bottom of the barrel for everything. Help desk, if you're at the stores, the cashiers, everything you just said is I can't think of one specific one that's gonna be
Right.
completely automated.
I would say
I
cashiers.
can pick out pretty much in any industry where automation is gonna happen. Automation's already happening.
So it's best for people to move into something that has to do with fixing.
Security's big too.
Well,
He's doing
improve-
that.
Yeah, security is huge. I mean,
Cybersecurity.
they're gonna start automating so when you call up a help desk or you call some tech support, you get what's called level 1, right? Then you
Right.
got level 2, level 3, level 4. So people are gonna have to evolve and no longer be able to do these easier level 1s and level 2s. They're gonna have to study up, learn, grow, and be able to take those calls where they're at a level 3 or level 4 where some automation can't help the person.
And,
Right.
You know what I mean?
and not to take it political per se, but that was one of the biggest reasons why Trump won the way he won, because he promised a lot of those rural areas, a lot of those Midwestern areas, hey, I'm gonna take us back to the coal mines. I'm gonna take us back to what
Those
you
old
know
school
because
jobs.
a lot of those areas, they're older, they can't really like our age up. All they know is that coal mine. All they know is the plant.
Right. Well, I
So-
mean, yeah.
So when Trump went in there and said, "Hey, I'm taking us back to that," it immediately made them want to go vote for Trump because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't want to go learn this computer. I don't want to
Right.
go learn this. I'd rather go back to working in the coal mine for 60 hours a week and making $1,500.
Koch brothers always getting $20 million to say that though. The Koch brothers. So
Oh yeah.
that's a whole different show.
Well, I mean, it just seems with the just this conversation in general, it makes UBI just that much, more in favor for me. I mean, you're talking about 2 terms of presidents before we're looking at a large percentage of our industry being totally automated and people having no clue but to fight for 5 jobs.
Well, another industry is green, which is not part of your conversation tonight, but the green industry. I mean, everything is happening with the climate
Right.
control. Get
Right.
into that area because a lot of money is going to be invested in the next Democratic president. Lots of money, billions and trillions of dollars going to be invested, including tax dollars. So you got to think about that. That's another area to get into.
Well, I mean, my area is always good. You can always get in the trash. There's always money in that. You know, what I'm saying? Always. Now, when you say green, Kenny, what you mean by green? You talking about, because green can
Clean
be
air.
trash.
Clean air.
Clean air.
Clean air.
The environment itself.
The environment itself.
Like you have.
Any type of environmental industry. I mean, look at what's happening. You know, the younger generation, matter of fact, y'all generation, maybe not yours, but the younger generation is focusing on this green energy stuff.
Yeah,
So
because you talking about
It's necessary evil.
they saying in 10 to 12 years, we're going to be in some serious trouble if we don't do anything.
Yeah,
Right.
They say yearly the oceans are increasing by 3 inches.
Because of the meltdown.
And
Up in the
the
Arctic,
core
yeah.
temperature is increasing by, I believe they said 2 degrees a year.
Yeah, and if it goes up 6 degrees, that's a
So
problem.
you're talking about by 2030, let's say the average
around
core
this
temperature is 86 and it goes to about 93, 94. Now you're talking the equator being 125 and Alaska being 80-something degrees.
Right. Right. I understand that.
Florida's gone.
And then
Louisiana gone.
Florida, New York City.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
anything
Louisiana, Alabama.
coastal or ocean based,
Yep.
gone.
The Gulf.
The bottom part of the
Yeah,
bay.
yeah. If the ice
Like,
caps start to melt, yeah,
No,
sure.
I mean, they are.
No, they've
Yeah.
already started. Like,
They're melting.
They're
Like,
melting also.
I believe it was I believe it's Venice.
So why
I
don't
believe
we
it's Venice.
invent
They're
some
living underwater
robots to
right now.
freeze that shit again?
Nah, it ain't gonna work.
No,
That's almost like Trump saying let's do the nuclear weapon to blow up the Dorian.
Blow up a
When's the
hurricane.
last time you've been in an airplane, man?
I've been in an
All that
airplane.
you can see is just a little blip of
Yeah.
how big the world is. You
Oh,
can't
yeah, I
build
know, I
machinery
know.
that can take on that type of stuff, man.
Hey, look, I got faith in you and your
Oh,
field.
I got you, bro.
Nah. All right. Well, so back to the topic at hand, man. So you know, I'm a guy. I go out and get my A+ certification. I get on Udemy. You know, I get to work and get my Network Plus. What's my next steps I need to take?
Find someone like me. A recruiter, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
recruit anymore, but I'm saying I work with recruiters. So
Okay.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The teams at Dell was looking for some security folks, and I helped them develop the process to identify them. So it's a lot. You know what I mean? And we go directly, it told them to go directly to those trade schools, those schools that are offering that. Now,
Like My Computer Career.
that's one of them.
Okay.
They also
New
have Clear-
Horizons,
New
global
Horizons.
knowledge.
They got one called Clear Connections, which came back. Clear Connections is almost like Monster, but it's for all of these high-tech security folks that need clearances. So security is a big thing, especially with the federal government.
Yeah, you can get paid
Oh.
if you got clearance.
Right. So I mean, this is stuff that you can actually do in the comfort of your own home with a laptop or
I mean,
in a
you
Starbucks
can
or something
get
like
started.
that.
It started, but you
Yeah.
know, what are the companies looking for? The companies are looking for people who got those 4-year degrees. You went and got yours in science, dude. Anything in science or engineering is a plus.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, it'll definitely help. But if you're talking about somebody that's in their 30s or 40s, and,
Yeah.
and they don't have the time to go full time to get that 4-year degree, I mean, this is the best route for them.
This is the best route.
But I mean,
also
it's definitely going to
Cisco-
bring your resume to the top of the pile just having that degree.
There's also Cisco certifications. If
Yeah.
I
I
was
was thinking,
correct.
Cisco's-
I couldn't think of it. I was finna say Microsoft something.
Microsoft has Microsoft has some too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
The
you
A
get-
plus and Net plus is like they're the standard on basic knowing the knowledge of those things. If you want to go the step further with networking, you're gonna want to get your CCNA, which is Cisco.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's one of the most sought after networking certifications. And then if you want to look into the cloud, AWS, what is it? Cloud Solution Architect Associate is the other most sought after lower level certification that you can get. I mean, you're gonna need some experience before you get those. They're not coming in on the
You gotta have
bottom.
so many years.
Right, but you can get those from actual being employed, correct?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what you need
easily.
to do, get those basic A plus, Net plus, and
That's,
then go.
that's what I want to ask you.
Okay.
I got the basic A plus, Net plus.
Got it.
I'm Joe Schmo here.
Okay.
I got my basic. What would you suggest for as far as where I should go to get a job, where I should go to actually get that experience that's going to be very important to get to the next level as far as firms, jobs.
Well, I mean, online, all the different sites, Monster, Indeed.
Career
is a
Builder
big
is
one.
still around.
Career Builder, all those you can get going on there, and they always have the help desk jobs, the support jobs. You don't necessarily need to get a help desk job, but that'll be the best one because you get to touch all different types of things. You're not just gonna every day just fix this one problem. You're
Right.
usually gonna have to fix a myriad of problems, be it software, be it networking, be it hardware, and then you need to really get into that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And try to learn every day. And if you don't know something, ask a question. Don't tell them that you know something that you don't know.
Right.
Never oversell yourself. Tell them I'm here. I'm hungry. I want to I want to get into this tech industry.
That's kind of how you climbed to the top of your company, correct?
At my
Because
company?
you the man there, right?
Nah, man.
Yeah, you
The Great Dane.
But you know,
Hey.
another industry. I mean, it's part of this is application development.
Yeah.
I mean, and
So
web
that's the other
development.
side of it. Yeah.
Web front end and back end of the web. You know, that's so much money because my other client right now is Mary Kay. Mary Kay, they have thousands and thousands of servers that people are purchasing projects like with Amazon.
Right.
Everything is done online now. You got Mary Kay people ain't going out door to door no more. They
Right.
set up parties. And then people can go to their website and purchase
Exactly.
and it's shipped directly to them.
Yeah,
You don't even
everybody's
see the product.
doing this.
Everybody's
Yeah.
doing it. So
It's called drop shipping and stuff.
web development,
Right.
I'm telling you, and logistics.
Big.
Web development, logistics gonna require a lot of security as well.
Yes.
Just because like I say, everybody think Uber is a ride share. No, they're a logistics company.
Right.
Software logistics company. That's what they do. And a lot of other companies are using that Google as technology so they can locate people through the mapping system.
Did you know that Uber has an Uber Freight?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Uber Freight, and look at what Amazon do now. They're in airline business.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so
it's crazy.
Everything is moving.
They're gonna get
so-
rid of FedEx pretty soon.
Really?
Or UPS,
Yeah,
UPS.
yeah.
Is there,
So
Well,
do
it's
you-
FedEx.
do
It's
you-
FedEx.
it is FedEx. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you think that we're in
US,
the? Do you guys think that we're in the? We're in danger of having some kind of monopoly with Amazons and
It's gonna be the same thing
of
that
the
happened with
world.
AT&T in the '80s. If one company, Amazon's going to be broken up at some point.
Right.
They're
Yeah, because
really-
they're
they're
just
really
growing
big.
too big.
You
They're
know,
growing too
because-
big.
Yeah, I
fast.
mean they're huge.
So
So
it's a trust. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at it as a public trust, and some Congress or somebody can get in there and try to change things a little bit. Right now, it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna still remain the same because the country's changed since 1984 with the big Ma Bell breakup. All that shit was going on.
right.
Yeah.
Technology is different. People are different. The energies are different. The motivations are different. Companies have a lot more security behind themselves, and they got politicians in their back pocket. So it's gonna be hard to do that. But the Amazon, and I'm taking Tina on your show, man.
Oh no, you good. You can
No,
keep
you
talking.
good. You good, 'cause I was just
we-
about to make the point of how
ahead.
Amazon made what they said they made like $50 billion last year and paid $0 in taxes.
Yeah,
Well, and then-
Like, that's crazy.
But that's a good way to look at it. But they pay taxes. Of course they did. But they have a lot of tax incentives.
Right.
No,
where
they,
it
no,
balances it out.
no. They said they didn't pay a dime.
That's what they say.
Zero.
Because, I know what you're saying. But I mean, look at what Exxon. Exxon is making $300 billion a quarter.
Yeah, and they never pay taxes.
And GE.
Right.
No taxes since 1997.
Yeah, like
But the bottom line is because the federal government goes to these organizations and say, we're going to give you this contract under the table. Just take care of this because you guys have the capability and technology. Do the same thing at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab up in Maryland.
Right.
Same shit.
But how are we gonna stop this
Change the tax law.
juggernaut of
Change the tax laws.
these companies, man? Like I was checking out a little bit of they got drones out here that's doing everything.
Right. Well,
Oh yeah, they're gonna be
like
delivering
Amazon has
packages pretty
drones.
soon.
Amazon has drones that do delivery.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is crazy. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, so we're not. Okay, so Uber's having self-driving cars.
I forgot what company it was.
Lyft
that
is
had
going
a
to it.
robot in Arlington going up and down the street delivering packages.
Well, hold up real quick. We just hit the 30-minute mark in the show. Of course, we're going to go ahead and go to our Fred Sanford Award, sports, with the Motor City Fat Guy, Big Wayne.
It's the
Saw
Motor City
you,
Fat
Wayne.
Man, get it right. But first things first, definitely applaud the DAC riders for their victory yesterday.
Boo.
They better go ahead and enjoy the weak part of that schedule because after this bye, it's going to get real tough for them, starting with New Orleans. Secondly,
But they just
Without
lost
Breeze.
Drew Brees.
Without
he's lost Drew Brees, so that's
Yeah.
not a good game.
I mean, Bridgewater's a lot better than what y'all think. Bridgewater just had a bad game. yesterday.
Ah, come
just gonna-
on.
I'm just-
I
Wayne.
wouldn't bet on
buck.
that one.
Okay.
I wouldn't bet on that one.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Bridgewater's a lot better than what y'all think. Now, my Lamont Sanford Award, I'm actually gonna let y'all vote on it. Team USA for not even medaling this World Championships, or the Chargers losing to the Lions.
Go ahead and break them down for both, and we'll let the people argue about that or pick which one you think is the winner this week in the comments.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time in, I believe, 58 games, almost 2 decades, that Team USA has not either won Olympic gold or the FIBA World Championships. So this is actually the worst placing team in USA basketball.
And the first 2 losses.
This is a basket. Hold up.
This is
USA basketball
Yeah,
Okay.
did not
win a medal. They
win a
finished
medal
7th place.
in basketball.
Yeah,
Really?
they finished with NBA players.
with NBA players.
With NBA players.
Yes.
So who won? Mexico?
I believe Spain beat Argentina
Italy?
in the gold
Oh,
medal.
okay.
Spain beat Argentina in the gold medal.
Dang. Was LeBron on the squad?
No,
No.
no LeBron, no
Big
KD.
names. No big names.
The only big name was
That's
Kemba
why.
Walker.
There it is. Remember the Dream Teams back in the '90s? I mean, that was.
That is still not why.
And see the thing people have to, and see the thing a lot of people have to realize is this, and this is the reason why I'm kind of like maybe this thing that need to vote. Yes, the rest of the world have NBA players as well, but the expectation is if we put 12 guys over there, or if we're hosting the tournament, we're expected to win that tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Regardless.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I don't care if it was Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Miles Turner, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart.
Those guys was on the team.
Yeah, those were the guys.
Is
on
it
the team.
coaching?
No, Popovich was the coach.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's like,
Okay. And what's the other one? Because I'm telling you now, the
Los
Browns,
Angeles
the
Chargers.
Browns are beating the brakes out of the Jets right now.
But see, the thing is, the Browns was expected to be good this year. Look at
They got a whip in
And
the
they
first
caught
game.
that out.
until AB got to New England, everyone thought that the Browns was gonna have the best receiving core in the game. You had Landry, you had tight end, you had Odell after the trade. So everyone was saying Cleveland loaded, Cleveland loaded.
Yeah, but
and then you had AB land in New England. Now it's just over.
I mean, just going off
on,
topic,
man.
I think Baltimore win that division, but
Yeah, Baltimore's
I
nice.
love the way Lamar has become a pocket
Them
passer.
guys
He
are
took that to heart.
beasts.
Yeah.
You talking about 7 touchdowns?
the
in
Ravens
two, you talking about
nice.
7 touchdowns in 2 games, and last year he finished the second half of the season with 8 touchdowns.
so
So
much
he's
better this
he's already either at or eclipsed the touchdowns he threw last year. This year, in 2
Can I
games.
give a Lamont Sanford award?
Sure.
I'm giving a Lamont Sanford award. My Lamont Sanford award goes to Jay Gruden for sitting Adrian Peterson talking about you don't like his running style because he ain't a north-south back. You suck. Your brother's better than you, and that's what I gotta
God,
say.
no.
You dropped a 20.
No,
think he
Chucky's
is.
horrible.
What kind of coach are you to
Chucky's
go in at
Chucky's
halftime,
horrible.
He's better
leading
commentator.
20 to nothing,
Chucky's horrible.
and then come out and lose the game?
But I'm gonna tell you like
You're
this. though.
ridiculous.
But there is one good thing that came out the game yesterday.
What's
Not to be
that?
cutting you off. One good thing that came out the game yesterday. The Dak don't have 100% passing rating. He threw an interception.
Man, look,
Couple drop
that's it?
passes.
this morning I had eggs and I had bacon and some toast, and I swear to God, Josh Norman was on my toast. That's how burnt his ass is this morning.
Can't catch the quarterback.
I'm gonna give y'all a funny tidbit to watch. Pull it up on YouTube when Frank Caliendo and John Gruden did the collaboration on ESPN. Is absolutely hilarious.
Was Caliendo Madden or who was he playing?
He was playing John Gruden.
Oh, he was playing John Gruden. Oh, okay.
And then at one point they had Caliendo and Gruden facing each
Oh,
other.
like the actual.
Oh man, yeah, I might have to look that up myself, man.
All the Caliendo bits are golden.
Right. All right, so Jesse, you know what I'm saying? We want to get back to this whole tech situation.
I just want to say Haskins. Okay, good.
Oh yeah. I like Haskins, but I don't think Haskins going. He don't need to be in the game yet. He just don't need to be there. He don't need to
I
start.
mean, not yet.
Not yet.
But
I mean,
if
that's
they keep
the
losing.
same
Case
thing.
Keenum's doing fine.
That's the same thing they said about Baker. And then when Cleveland finally gave Baker the rings, Baker won 6 of his last 7.
Case Keenum's doing fine. Let that man watch
He's
for a
okay.
little bit.
He didn't work that long pass, but he okay.
Yeah,
He's
let-
a little off target. You know what I'm saying?
Let that man watch
You
for
gotta
a
watch
little
that
bit.
too. That joint is hilarious.
All right, so Jesse, so as it comes to the career, so you would start at a help desk. This is what you suggest to start
That would be the most ideal, yeah, or some kind of support role,
or tech support, stuff like that. So how do you actually move up those ranks to get to like? Do most of these industries actually offer you the opportunity to go to school and further your education through the company? And stuff
some
like
of the
that?
companies do.
What kind of
they also offer like different training, so you can go out and train to get one of those other certifications to extend your education and to extend your knowledge and your skills. So yeah, if you can find a company like that, that's obviously the best ideal situation. But if not, you need to, like I said, try to get your nose in everything in there. Like, oh, what are you guys doing over there? The networking guys, hey, what you guys doing? You know,
Right.
Like, ask questions. Try to learn something new every day, because the tech industry is forever changing.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't keep up, it's just gonna.
And what kind of things do you do to kind of, let loose a little bit and just enjoy yourself? As far as I know you like to travel a lot. Where you been lately?
Travel's my number one.
Where you been?
Just came back from Thailand. Like I said, yeah. That trip was
My
crazy.
buddy trying to get me to go. He's been about 4 times. He trying
Yeah,
to get me to
Thailand
go.
is crazy, man.
Can you tell me a
But-
little bit? I saw the pictures,
Just get a massage. Just get a massage. You be good.
and I want to know. Nah,
Be careful with that massage, man.
right? Yeah, you need to. Nah, I want to know because it really looked like you said that this was the last year you could go.
Oh,
Because
no. I can go as many years as I want. But the tour company I went with, it's called Kentucky Tours.
Okay.
And it's for 18 to 35 only.
Okay.
And it's built around young people and partying and stuff. So I'm about to age out next month. So
Okay,
that
so
was
you
my
won't
last
be able
hurrah.
to go. Right. I was wondering. I'm like, damn, is the country had got a cutoff limit to where you can come
You
in
can't
there?
get
Or
back into
something?
Thailand.
Right. Not when you're 35. Okay, so what kind of tour was that? Because it really looked dope, man.
Oh, it was so dope, man. So most people when they say oh, I'm going to Thailand, they talk about Bangkok or Phuket, and people call it fuck it, right? But those are two major places in Thailand that everybody's like, oh, that's where I want to go.
Right.
But we went to that. So they have islands off the west coast and off the east coast. We did the east coast islands, and we did 3 different islands. We did Koh Tao, Koh Samui, and Koh Phangan. And oh man, beautiful. Koh Tao is my favorite. It's the tiniest island. When you're riding up to it, you can see the whole island in front of you.
Yeah.
It's that small. Yeah, it had, and they're we're in the top 5 places to either scuba dive or snorkel in the world, and we did both. Oh man, it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, what kind of plane flew you in there?
Oh no. We took a boat. We flew into Bangkok, and then we took a plane from Bangkok to Koh Samui,
Okay.
and then we took a boat to Koh Tao and Koh Phangan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you follow the Frank Lucas trail, or you what?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And them days ain't even here no more, man. Okay. I wanted to go to what is it, Boca Raton or something. I heard that is like
Boca Raton, Florida.
no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. Yeah, Bora Bora.
My bad, y'all. Bora Bora. Yeah, they say that's a really beautiful place. And I saw a lot of vacations.
I've seen pictures, and that's actually on our list. My girlfriend went to the Maldives, which is the same look. It's just clear blue waters. Just all the pictures she took there were amazing.
Right.
Low key jealous.
So how do you travel?
Amanda?
How do you travel? How do you travel with like what kind of services do you use to make your travel plans and stuff like that?
So I'm like all about pinching pennies and getting the most out of my experience.
I mean, maybe you got some tech,
I mean, I always tell people when you're buying anything, look it up online.
Shop around.
Look up GoPro coupon code.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Anything you're trying to buy, look up, search that plus coupon code. You might even if you get 5%, you just save some money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm a big points guy. So I was able to fly me and my girlfriend round trip all on points. So that saved us $2,000 right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, I do this thing that's called credit card churning, where you can basically get new cards every few years and take advantage of the bonuses that they give you, like the 50,000 points or whatever. And if you go about it the right way, you're not going to ruin your credit. You're not going to mess things up, and you can still get all this stuff for free.
Right.
You know what I mean? And why not?
Yeah, why not, man? Why
what I'm
not?
saying?
I saw the trip you took over where you was making the pizza, where you went to the wine
That was in Napa Valley. Yeah,
That looked
I was
fucking
in the
dope,
Bay.
man.
Yeah,
That looked real dope, man. I was like, man, I need to go get with this dude.
that was actually a work trip.
Yeah, I know. I remember that, you know,
Yeah.
because I talked to you about it. I was like, damn, they ain't about to go there. That looked real dope. Hey, shouts out to all the family, too, man. I know y'all going to watch at least this one.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
hello to my
saying?
mom, my sisters. Oh, a big congratulations to my sister
Yeah,
Emily,
Emily.
who just got married on Saturday.
Yes.
to the love of her life, as she'll tell you. And he's a great
Yes,
man.
he is. He
Chance
is. He's a
Prescott.
good dude, man. Good
Emily
dude.
Prescott's weird to say that now. It's no longer Emily Bennett, but
Right.
A huge congratulations to
Congratulations,
to both of them.
Em, man, for
And,
real.
And to my first nephew on the way.
Yeah, I
Little
know.
CJ
That's
is
crazy,
coming.
ain't it?
I'm excited.
You
know?
ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm about to get all this Cowboys gear.
Come on. Emily, don't let him do it, Em. I know you and Chance ain't going out like
Chance is a
that.
Bears fan.
Let me
so
just
he
turn
ain't
off his
having
mic.
it. But I'm bringing it anyway.
Hey, so is they know it's a boy or girl yet?
Yeah, it's a boy. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. We spilled the beans.
Nah, we didn't. Nah, we didn't spill it. Nah, it's been.
It's a boy though.
spilled.
That's what's up. That's good, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
We celebrated Luther Broughton's first touchdown the other day too, man. Congratulations to you, Luther. Well,
Oh, yeah.
from back in the day, his little dance one and shit. It was pretty cool, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all family right there. Now that that's out the way, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Grandma, how you doing? Also, Suzette,
Grandma
love you,
Sarah,
Mom.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, Peppy and all of them. They
I gotta
doing
say hello
big
to my
things.
girlfriend. Hi, Amanda. I love you, baby.
Yeah, Peppy just
Battles.
came out. Peppy just came out with a movie.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I forget what it was called. It's called damn.
Janetti was in that, right?
Yeah, Janetti in it. Yeah, they just came out with a
uh.
daggone movie. I forget to look at that real quick. You
Yeah, I
got
just
them
want
on
to give
it.
a shout out to my right hand. You are the best.
Man, only Wayne. Boy, I tell you something good, man. That's my man. That's why we love him, man. I swear to goodness. Boy, that dude is off the hook. All right, so I want to get back to a little bit of the AI because I want to, we're going to.
What Allen Iverson got to do with this? Oh, not that.
Nah, but seriously. So working with your cloud and working with your AI. Now, all of this stuff is interconnected
Absolutely.
in some way. How can people, or is it even possible for people to put themselves in the middle of that connection? I understand that the tech world, the tech industry is how you do that, right? But you take the cloud and you take all of your artificial intelligence, like your machines and all of your robotics and things like that. What kind of job market is that? Like to actually fix them and to upkeep them and upgrade them and things like that.
I mean, you can get certified now in AI.
Yeah, because
Machine
all of
learning.
this right here that we have is basically for cloud and cybersecurity and the actual behind the scenes computer writing
Like,
code.
great example, my best friend in Detroit, he's a engineer for Ford Motor Company. That's his responsibility to make sure that.
Is he doing design engineering or?
No, he does security engineering. Like he makes sure exactly what Dave was talking about now. That's what he does. He makes sure everything is up, pretty much on the up and up. He makes about $95,000 a year.
Right.
So another part, if I can just add, another part of what you're saying, if you want to get into a leadership role,
Right.
Try to get your project management certifications. Which
Oh
is
yeah, PMPs. Yep.
PMPs.
Huge.
It's an organization called PMI.org. Project Management Incorporated. Go to them. You got them all. They got chapters all across.
Folks,
the
that
country.
is PMI, not TMI.
No, PMI. PMI. There's also Six Sigma certifications as well. You're talking about engineering. And if you get into engineering, that's what I have. I have a green belt.
So engineering is going to be fixing,
engineering,
designing,
and developing.
Yeah. So
developing.
The science is a study of it. That's what we
Okay.
study.
Now robotics.
So you can get certified in AI and robotics
Right.
now. And that's a lot of there's the hardware side of robotics, right? Like the actual hardware that are doing the robotics. And that has its own science. And then there's the programming side. You're writing the programs to make it do what it does.
Right.
So you can there's Amazon right now, you can get an AWS certification in Alexa.
Yep. Alexa, that's right.
Alexa, that's AI. Everybody's like, Alexa, turn play this tune. That's AI. People don't
Alexa,
understand.
where the hoes at?
Siri, that's AI. Anytime you have autocorrect in your text message, that's AI.
Right.
People don't realize that they're using it every day, all the time, and They have no clue.
And even with
using-
Google, I mean, like you might search something on Google, then you go to another website, you see little pop-ups.
Right.
So the AI studies your behavior on the internet,
Yep.
and it
Machine-
finds those
machine
ads
learning.
that are out there.
Yeah, those are algorithms that
Algorithms, right.
they
So,
use.
but they're learning algorithms. That's
Yeah,
why they call it
they-
AI. It's not
right.
just an algorithm that says, "Hey, if he does this, do this." It says, "Hey, if you see him do this enough times,
do
then,
this, right.
then
So I mean, they have robots now that you can actually have conversations with.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they're
they
talking
got robots,
about
they got sex dolls,
sex
they got
dolls.
conversations.
They're actually,
Remember,
doing
I
that.
never had the one on Facebook that looked like Remy
crazy,
Ma,
man.
and I was like, "This is gonna be my 39th present."
I don't know. But that's crazy to me, man.
Well, I can tell you one industry that's going to evolve.
Sex robots.
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm saying one industry that's going to, because we're going to still need communication, is going to be podcasts.
Right. Yeah, it
is
is.
on the
It
rise.
is. It is. It
This
is.
thing only been around since 2009.
Do you know where the name comes from? You know I'm full of it.
I want you to tell me.
You know I'm full of unnecessary information.
So at least I sound half smart.
I feel like it's
Tell me.
necessary on a podcast.
Can I make one?
It was
complaint about
it was
autocorrect?
short for iPod and broadcast.
Makes sense.
And some reporter put it together as an
Said
iPod podcast, and that's how the name was created.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I don't like about autocorrect. When the chick answers back, "What you mean you want to duck me?"
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, it knows that I'm not trying to say duck. It knows it.
Right.
It's but it's
And
like,
you know what's worse is the person on the other end that doesn't understand what you're saying.
Right.
Like, wait, huh? Really,
Oh,
bro?
they saw that one word.
Really?
They didn't see the sentence. They saw that one word, and all of a sudden that word.
You're like,
"What you mean you want to
okay.
duck?"
Nah, okay. Look, we running short on time. I really want to get back to passing some information along. So, robotics. What kind of how do you get into robotics? I understand that I understand AWS, CCNA, A+ certification, Udemy, Network Plus. Those are behind the scenes. Like, what were you saying? Hardware and software. Those are software things.
That's the software side, yeah.
So the robotics side would actually be like building the robots, upkeeping the robots.
Yeah,
Yeah, what-
that would be. You'd probably want a degree in mechanical engineering. I'm not too versed in what you can do
Mechanical,
outside of
right.
getting an actual degree, or maybe becoming an apprentice somewhere that
Yeah,
they let
definitely.
you
And
work for free or
internship,
something,
if
or
they're in high school and
internship.
college. Yeah.
And see,
Right.
and see, that's the biggest thing that a lot of our youth need to understand. It's okay to take an internship. An internship,
Yeah, not
is
a
an
paid
open
internship.
Right. They
door.
better take them. Yeah.
It's
Well,
That's
it
free education.
It would make it a lot easier to take an internship if we had UBI, where these kids who are in college or high school.
We're going to call that campaign.
I'm
We're gonna call it campaign.
somebody
No,
need
they
to
need
holler at your boy.
Campaigning
I
over
got
this,
you.
man.
Why you ain't
I'm advocating.
Why you ain't enter his contest? He had a contest where he, I think he.
Yeah, he did. He was.
and he gave away
Gave away
$1,000
$100.
to.
No, he was giving away $120,000.
To 10 families, right?
to
Yeah,
10
I'm trying not to even say his name until somebody give me a sponsor or something like that. So
that's why I
I'm
told
just
him.
talking about the guy who be talking about UBI. Y'all look it up. I think it's going to be necessary.
I mean,
This show alone, where we just talked about destroying all of the basic industries that we have. If you think about it right now, Walmart, grocery stores, Home Depot. You can go in there and self-checkout right now. Don't need to see nobody but one person. Floors is getting buffed on their own. We've got shelves being stocked by themselves. We have call centers closing up because we have automated machines that can talk to you and discern right from wrong, just like a human being.
But the thing is that yes, those basic level positions will be eliminated, but they're always going to need a human.
Right.
Yes,
So the goal-
but it's
so the
only
goal
one.
is-
But you're only going to need one, so you're going to
There's gonna be
replace.
less of them that-
You're going to replace 30 with one, just like the cashiers. You walk into Walmart and there's 2 cashiers. There's 8 rows of cashiers, but there's 2 cashiers working, and then you'll have this one lady over here working 8 machines.
But you know something from a very basic perspective? I mean, everything needs technology and science behind it, right? You think about, you mentioned the thing about we talk about the green movement that's been going on for the past 7-8 years. I mean, if you think about it, we're going from coal to natural gas.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, you're not going to be digging in the ground. You're not going to be fracking all the other bullshit that they're doing is messing up
Yeah.
what we're trying to protect. So with every industry, even with this one, because think about what we do right here. This is a real basic level stuff, right? It's not like the radio and television, which they have technology.
It's not basic level to me, Kenny. Maybe to you.
Well, I'm saying from what I look at it, the engineering side, from what I'm doing,
I think it's fucking dope.
It's 50% of what we do here. You guys are
Right.
the other 50%, so they have to work hand in hand. So you talk about those new jobs. Those new jobs, yeah, those certifications, going back getting recertified, getting your education.
Right.
Even if people's doing it right now, in the next 5 years, he's gonna have to go through recertification at some point because the technology's changing so much, or he's got to go through retraining on it. You know what I'm saying, to keep his job, to keep it fresh, keep it new, because they want you on top if your company's progressive like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But what I'm saying is the industries, people it's just retooling. What does GM do when they come with a new product? They retool. So what they do is a lot of those people go on some type of bench for a while, then they bring them back when they got the equipment in.
I still think we're underestimating the mass people that's going to be freaking out with nothing.
Some of the older folks, you got to
Evolution.
admit, some of the older folks are going to be pretty much.
So we have to figure something out.
We got
great example. Like I said, we're all pretty much mid 30s to early 40s, correct?
No. I'm 55, bro.
Okay, you're about okay.
Right.
And I'm with technology right now. I'm staying ahead. I'm trying to stay ahead.
And that was the point I was about to make. See, you, by the time we get to you,
Right.
you're already going to be, you're probably going to be the last generation that's going to get that Social Security. Like us, we're going to have.
If it's available for me, I got 10 years. If it's available for me, in 10
No,
years.
it'll be
that
this
shit going away, man. UBI I'll take the UBI. Fuck this.
Yeah, the UBI will work.
Now,
Let me ask y'all a question. When was the last time any of y'all have used a travel agent?
I've never used a travel agent.
Yeah.
I've never used
Exactly.
Expedia,
I've never-
Exactly.
hotels.com.
That's what we're gonna be looking at. That's what we're gonna be. When I just said that, a lot of you was like, "Damn."
Well, think about the ones.
Somebody did do that
Think
for
about
a
the
living.
jobs that don't exist. Is there a blacksmith anymore? That shit went out in the 19th
like,
century.
Yeah,
like
but
the
I mean,
same
that-
thing
but
happened in other generations, just in a different way. It's an evolution.
Yeah, it's
And that's
evolution.
and that was the point I was
I don't
making.
think it was this
is that
mass though.
Human services.
I don't think it was
gonna
this
remain.
big, man.
Human services, healthcare is going to remain. Let's get out of people for that. You know what I'm saying? Everything else. Even lawyers. You can go online.
Name
and
me one.
represent your
Name
stuff.
me one industry that you think will stay intact.
Healthcare. The technology they
How?
use,
How so?
because you need doctors to perform operations.
Not if
I would say-
Not if they make computers that can diagnose your body.
Well, hold
I'll
on.
say
But
local
somebody
truck
still got to
drivers.
perform the surgery. I mean, if you got cancer, the technology is going to tell you that you got cancer, which you'd be more ready. Somebody got to remove it.
Yep.
See, I look at it like this, like what he just said.
Local truck drivers ain't going nowhere.
Local truck drivers.
Right.
I would think that is a job that would be safe, but,
Right.
and this is my but, they have trash trucks that drive themselves already
Okay.
in neighborhoods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then let's look
But
at
I
it
get-
like this.
but I-
Hold up. Let's look at it like this. So let's take our local truck drivers and we say, okay, your jobs are safe. But the long haul truck drivers, their job ain't safe. So all of them going to come back home
Be local truck.
and go after those local truck driver jobs.
Which is going to make the market that much
But
more competitive.
somebody
Not competitive.
Yeah,
It's
it
going to make it. It's
But-
going to be too much.
But
No, it's gonna make it more
somebody
competitive.
has to repair those trucks and build those trucks.
So now people
So-
got to.
so
Now
repair work-
the 40-year-old guy who's been driving trucks for years, he's got to go to school to learn how to be a mechanic when he's a truck
That
driver.
would be my career path that I would send him on.
Well, how is he going to take care of his rent for the weeks he's going through school?
I mean, there are companies that, if he can drive it, there are companies that will actually pay you for their training.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I
because,
mean,
because, you,
shit,
have,
where?
because you have to have a
it's not
valid.
about that. It's not demand now, but I'm saying,
No, that's what I'm saying. In order to be a diesel mechanic, you have to have a valid CDL.
Yeah.
So the fact that they already have that walking into the door jumps them
so it
ahead
makes
of
you
a lot.
flexible. It makes you a driver and a mechanic. So,
I'm trying to tell y'all something, man.
Now-
to be a
now-
diesel mechanic, you've got to go through your classes, your school, and for let's just say Bob. Take Bob. Bob has been driving for Walmart.
Right.
Walmart decides, fuck Bob, we're going to automate it. Bob, you're fired.
Right.
Okay, so now Bob goes home. Remember, the bills don't stop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The power still got to get paid. The cell phone, the bills don't ever stop. So now Bob fired. Bob ain't got nothing. You're going to tell Bob, just go back to diesel school. But in the meantime, Bob getting put out. Bob Powell of Nelt.
I mean,
Now-
that's going to
now
happen
the
in any
likelihood-
industry.
No, I'm about to say the likelihood that Bob will get put out very slim because most companies easy because most companies would rather have that guy who got 5-10 years OTR than a guy that has 5-10 local.
But
he can train.
Right.
He can train folks. So he's transitioning within his industry to something else that's going to be more conducive. And they get paid. And they travel across the country to get paid for training people if the company is a national company. So I'm saying...
y'all underestimating the number of truck drivers,
Not the only thing with those OTR guys, because like I said, the company I'm with, we do, like, we have particular contracts. Like the account I was on, Starbucks. We're taking in milk, we're taking in coffee, we're pulling 300-pound pallets. A lot of those OTR guys, they don't want to do that.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
But if they had no choice...
If they had no choice, they're gonna have to get out there and do it. But a lot of those local truck driver, local delivery guys, those jobs are safe because they're gonna have to develop a robot that's gonna be able to not only drive but handle that delivery as well.
And the other piece is going into, ownership, entrepreneurship. Don't you want to own one of those trucking companies?
How? With the automated system? You ain't gonna be able to afford that.
But you know something? You can be
That's the whole thing.
Be a consultant for them. Mm-hmm. Now you're independent. You go and advise those people got all these years of experience.
I think if they let people drive it like behind the computer too, like because some of those systems they actually do have human beings, like Tesla does that.
Right.
They actually has.
Perfect example. I am completely outside of my industry. I've been in HR for damn near 30 years, right? No one's going to hire me today. Seriously. So I own a business. So the reason they won't hire me, one, because of my age. All these young recruiters, I've been doing this shit for years. Looking for those people back on the .com thing. I was finding those security people that needed to help write programs and software and stuff for the Pentagon through Lockheed Martin when I was back in Washington, D.C. But now, so they wouldn't hire me because one of my years of experience, and I would probably leave after 3 months because they're not going to pay me enough. And I can't be in that individual contributor role anymore. So I have to be in a leadership. In Texas ain't gonna hire no black men to be no management off the gate. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm fucking somebody's wife is already in the company, then I got to leg in. But
I don't know, that ain't my industry.
Texas is what I know. What I'm saying is, here's a perfect example. Someone who's phased out because of their age.
Right.
They're not gonna hire me as a recruiter.
Why not?
They're not gonna hire. First of all, I wouldn't stay. They look at my resume. They say, this nigga got too much experience. He ain't gonna stay here. Just like taking a person who's been driving for 20 years. You ain't gonna have you be the one parking the vehicle. Unless you're just too old, you got physical things that prevent you from driving.
Well, if they start automating trucks, somebody gonna have to park them.
Shit, they park themselves.
I'm telling you, y'all underestimating the.
But somebody got to be able to make the software, the technology, the capability. I mean, there's still logistics. You got to have parking spaces built. Maybe you can build the concrete, lay the concrete.
If Domino's and all of these places start doing automated driving, man, to your door. No drivers. No drivers in it.
They got to be above the ground. There's too much going on the ground right now.
Yeah, I think we underestimating the numbers, man. But we're going to have this conversation again. We're going to have this conversation again. We're going to come back. We're going to bring you back. You want to come back again?
Yeah, sure.
You come back?
Make sure
okay. We're going to come back and check this out. Hey, to everybody out there watching, we appreciate y'all watching this. It is 23-3 in the fourth quarter. The Browns are still whooping that ass. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. It is The Mancave. Thanks to Jesse Bennett for coming in. Appreciate you, cuz. My main man, Wayne, Motor City Fat Guy. Till the next time, Mr. Mancave, and we out of here. Thanks, Kenny.